This lesson is on copyright and downloading images. I just want to go ahead and remind you of the image requirements. Half of the images that you use in your composition must be your own. The other half may be downloaded from the internet, but they have to follow certain image requirements. So the images, they need to be large and of high quality. That means when you're using them in your project, they need to be large enough and good enough where you don't have to increase the size or where the quality doesn't look bad, okay? They can't already be digitally manipulated, so it can't already look like a designer or a photographer has already digitally manipulated them, because that is what you're supposed to be doing and learning in this class, okay? The other thing is they need to be clear of copyright, and you need to provide the web address where you downloaded it from, okay? So I'll be showing you how to do all of that. If in doubt, if your image that you want to download meets the requirements, then just let me know and I will make sure and clear that up for you. When you turn in your images and you provide me with the links, I'll also be sure to bring it to your attention if I notice that it's not clear of copyright, okay? So I provided you with some resources here where you can possibly get some free picture resources. Now, I say possibly because these websites do change and sometimes the content does change, and certain images that they offer are sometimes free and sometimes some of them are not. So you just want to be careful there. We'll go ahead and go check out, for instance, Stock Vault here. Okay? And I just kind of give you the reminders here again. And then you go ahead and click on there. These are just going to link you. This is through my Pinterest. Just going to link you out. And then once the website does load, a lot of these websites will require you to sign up and log in. The process for that is free, but you do need to register your email with them in order to download and stuff. But basically then you can go in here and you can search free photos. So for instance here, let's take a look at forest. And I can do a search. And now here is where I just want to caution you that even though this says that I'm in the free area, this area right here that's divided up, if I were to click on one of these, notice it kicks me out into a website, a different website that's Shutterstock here, and it has a copyright. That's no good. So we're just going to go back. So a lot of times these websites, even though they're offering you free pictures, they'll have different areas like this area here, and then down here, this area here, that aren't actually free. They kind of try to trick you. But you'll also notice that they're also some of the better looking images. So a lot of times, these better looking images have already been manipulated. So that's what I want to caution you. I don't want a photograph that already looks like it's been photoshopped to be used in your composition. So an example would be something like this. Not only because of the fact that this one has a copyright here and that it would be copyright infringement, but also because it's already been manipulated. This has already been composited to be something that it wasn't in the original. Okay, so we're going to go and go back. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at some of these here. Now this hasn't been manipulated. That's a raw image. It's just the way that they took it. If you want to look at more pictures, we'll go ahead and go here. Okay. You go here. Now see this one, for instance, that one's already been manipulated. So even though it is free and it doesn't have a copyright emblem, it doesn't meet the requirements of not being manipulated. So that one wouldn't be a good one, even though it's on this free page site. So I'm just going to go back here. And then I'm going to go, let's say that this is an image that I want to use. Okay. And it looks unmanipulated. Okay. It looks like it's pretty good. It says it's free. Now when we look at it, to get a sense for the size of it, if we scroll down here, usually you'll find the details somewhere on the page. Every website's different, but you'll usually find the dimensions. So this one says 2,000 pixels by 3,000 pixels. And that's pretty big. You'll notice by the file size, if it's over a few megabytes, like 2-3 megabytes, it's usually going to be large enough. But the true way to test it is to download it, open up your file, place it in there, and if it's about the right size, then it should work. If you have to enlarge the file once you put it inside your Photoshop template, if it's too small and it looks like you have to grow it, it's probably not good enough. So you're not going to be able to use that image. Okay. In terms of usage guidelines, even though these say that they're free, a lot of times there's usage guidelines that are more specific. So here it says this photo is free for personal, educational, and non-commercial usage. So since you're using this for educational purposes or personal purposes, it's fine, but you can't use them in commercial purposes, like if this were for a client. Okay. So as long as it meets the requirements, you're fine. Okay. Once you decide, yes, okay, this looks like it's the right size, it's cleared the usage guidelines, You always want to make sure that it clears the usage guidelines, even though it's on this free website. You can go up here and you can hit download, and it'll thank you for downloading. It'll automatically start the download. If it doesn't, you can click there. It's sending my download to wherever my downloads go, and I'll be able to go in here and access it. Yours will go wherever your downloads go. Sometimes it's directly to your desktop. It depends on how you have your computer set up. And then once you know that you're going to use this image, then what you want to do, make sure to do this because it's required for the assignment, select the address, the direct address to this image, do an edit copy, and I usually just have a Word document going where I can store that information. Okay, so I just go ahead and I hit it here, I go edit, paste, and you can either turn in a document like this to me, or what I just suggest is that you can store them temporarily in a Word document and then just copy and paste these into the assignment, which you'll see as part of your homework in the homework video. Okay? That way, if I have the question of whether or not it clears copyright, we can just go to the website and read the image license or the terms of use. Okay? The other reason this is helpful is in the event that you mess up the original picture, you can always come back to this website and re-download it again. Okay? All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and minimize that. I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. And we can go here, and there's several different other websites, and they're all very similar in that you need to sign in, that you want to look at the image size, that you want to look at the license agreement, make sure it's okay for you to use it, that you want to copy the image link, okay, and that you want to download an image that has not already been manipulated. Okay? All right, so that concludes your lesson on copyright and downloading images. If you have any questions, if you're in doubt if something meets the image requirements, please do be sure to contact me.